Say top of the afternoon to you, man. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in because you know without you guys, I would not have a show. If you saw today, I was outside of Yates protesting. Let me see if I can go get some of that video for you. Let's see. Let's make sure that I can get some of this video for you. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, y'all bear with me for a second. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to open this up. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to open this up. I am here, if you can see me. I'm trying to open up a screen real quick. So let me go in and let me find it, exactly what I need, and then I can get to it. But thank you for taking time out to hang out with me. I want to make sure that I'm where I need to be. Okay, I think this is it. All right. Let's open it up. Let's open it up. All right. So today I was outside of Yates High School because I got word that they were going to have an emergency meeting. You ain't talk to the community. You ain't talk to the parents. You ain't talk to the stakeholders. You ain't talk to nobody about these changes that you're going to make at Jack A. Senior High School. But to let you see exactly what I'm talking about, because I want to get into this, let me make sure you can hear me. Okay, so let's go here, and then let's go here. Okay, let's share it. Okay. Me to another episode of the War Zone. It's a special edition. Today is the first day that HISD goes back to school. The teachers, the kids don't have to come till Monday. And Area Superintendent Giovanni Ponce, clown, has called an emergency meeting. Well, guess where I'm at? Hey, Mr. Ponce. Mr. Ponce. It's your boy, 5-Star Band. Ain't no secret meetings, homie. I'm like God when it comes to this school, Mr. Ponce. I'm letting you know I'm out here, big dog. How did I get out here? How did I get out here? Because I'm like God when it comes to this school, and what you plan on doing ain't gonna happen. So let me tell you something, bro. I'm 5 steps ahead of you. You think you know how to handle me. You think you know how to get in front of me. You can't get in front of me, Ponce. I'm out here in front of the school because I know what you plan on doing. You ain't shutting down this school, homeboy. Say, call your boss and tell your boss I'm out here, partner. I'm out here, partner. I know everything y'all doing. And guess what? We ready to bless your game, homeboy. So as you can see, I was outside the school today, and I don't need 500 people to show up. I need a few that got guts. But I can honestly tell you that me being outside the school today was impromptu because I got the message that there was going to be a secret meeting. There was going to be an emergency meeting. Staff didn't know what was going on, none of that. So I show up and I'm going to protest like I protest. Of course, Giovanni Ponce never came out to school with me standing outside the school. I'm outside the gate. I'm on city property. As long as I'm on city property, I'm fine. I'm fine. But
I just want to let you know that I'm watching every step that you take. Every little step you take, homeboy. I'm like Bobby Brown. I know everything that you plan on doing. So here's the deal, Giovanni, along with Millard. And if you just tuned in, you watched the board meeting, some of it with me, and the superintendent can't answer any questions that the board is asking him. All he keeps saying, we're very excited. What you excited about, clown? You excited about thinking you run a game on them? No, they know how to play their positions, but you definitely ain't run a game. You know, Trustee Baker asked some interesting questions about some vendors. You know, how much money this costs? How much that costs? Can't nobody answer those questions. And then he tells Baker that we'll have a one-on-one. Well, no, he asked you the question in the boardroom. Why can't you answer the question in the boardroom? You know why you can't answer the question in the boardroom? Because you have no answers for the questions in the boardroom. This is this is a worse clown show than the Universal Circus. And they done came to town and left a bunch of these clowns in the Houston Independent School District. Undoubtedly, you think we're stupid. I also want to touch on something. Let me go back. Let me show you about our black children and the conditions in which they go to school. So y'all might want to push the share button on this. This is going to be just telling. This is going to be telling. This is no reflection on the principal. I want to make sure I got it big enough for you guys so that you can really, really see. What you have here is flooded hallways in Cullen Middle School. I spoke, to the principal. This is no reflection on her. She had issues before they went on the break. She addressed those issues, but this is what they came back to school with. So if she did her job, HISD, why can't you do ours? Do your job. This is what our schools look like. Now, if you got that type of water on the floor and in the hallways, look at this. This is a computer lab, a brand new computer lab that has 2 inches of water in it. 2 inches of water in it in Cullen Middle School. Let's keep going. Look at this. Look at this. These are the conditions that our kids have to look forward to because you don't want to spend no money to fix our schools. You already don't want to spend no money to educate them. But then I think you think we got our babies were born mermaids. They mermaids? They like water? Look at this in the hallways. And of course, something happened before they went on break. Principal Jacqueline Thompson, she addressed it with HISD, but they didn't do anything to fix it. So this is what our kids have to go to school and look at. Look at this. So now you have mold infestation. Look at this. I want to go back. Ceilings falling. Hallways are flooded. And this is what our children have to look forward to. Because these people don't want to do right by black children. They don't want to do right by black children. Now, this one is the one I like. This ceiling falling, computer lab flooded, and they think we're going to be happy about this shit. If the principal reported that she had massive water leaks, and I mean, it's bad from what I understand, that's, they before school ended, maybe right now, but according to Principal Thompson, they said they fixed it. Only 2 operational toilets for our children. Only 1 operational toilet for the staff. And this is what our kids have to deal with on a daily basis with the Houston Independent School District. Now, if they don't have water flowing through the buildings, they damn sure ain't got no air 90% of the time. This is what our children have to deal with while this Negro sits behind a gated community and lives like a goddamn king. and I'm supposed to ease up, right? They breathing mold. 2 weeks like this, and this is what they came back to. The building is mold infested, and you cannot treat mold. You have to get rid of it. These kids should not be allowed to go into this building, nor should the staff. But what is Millard going to do when all he wants is to make sure that when TEA dings that bell at 10:30 in the morning, they get that money? They get that money. This is the worst that I have ever seen the Houston Independent School District ran. This is the worst that I have ever seen this school district ran by these clowns from out of town. Say, man, let me tell you something. Millard House, hold on a second. Let me make sure I got my phone plugged. Millard House lives 5 minutes from Cullen Middle School. 5. Maybe not even that far. Why can't he go to Cullen? He can do that on his way into the office. Millard's not going to walk through that. Not that Negro. Nor would he allow his children to go into a building that's like this. But we're supposed to be quiet. We're supposed to be nice. We are supposed to not say anything. Hold on a second. Let me share this to some groups. Hold on. Let me share this to some groups. I got to get it over into a group. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay. It's not letting me go to the groups for some strange reason. Well, hold on a second. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. I can't. Okay, so we'll just leave it alone. I'll post it once I get through. But this is what our children are supposed to get excited about education on. To come back to a school that's mold infested at this point. They're going to say it's not. They don't give a damn if it is. They ain't got to work or go to school in this. Neither do their children. But our kids do. See, I think that it should be a requirement that if we get a superintendent, that their child, wherever, based on where they live, their child should go to their home school. You guys have to fill out applications for GT. You have to fill out applications for school choice. This man shows up in the town and they automatically put his child in Carnegie. Automatically put his child in Carnegie High School. You know what it takes? It takes an act of God for one of our kids to get up in there if they're not zoned there. But he can put his kid any way he wants because he's the superintendent. You black elected officials that are not saying anything at this point, you about to feel this heat. You about to get this smoke. And you want to know why? Because you're part of the problem. You need Millard House to push a bond. You need Millard House to try to get $5 billion of our tax money for a bond that y'all can start taking money from. No, bruh. That ain't working with me. And nobody in this city with the misappropriation of funds, whether state or federal, should want to sign up to support a bond at this point. I understand that schools need to be rebuilt, but these people are misappropriating money. And our kids are getting buildings that don't work. I remember when they first opened the first day of school for the new Yates, it rained. And water was leaking everywhere. Because you tried to cut corners with the people that were working on the roofing of the new schools. So you hired somebody that didn't even know what they were doing. You guys need to stand up. They had a board meeting tonight. Cool. I ain't there. The board meeting we going to is next Thursday. Be there by 4:30. We're doing a press conference. 5 o'clock, the board meeting starts. Bring your popcorn, because we ain't having this no more. Now, I want to speak on a great institution of one of my brothers. Well, actually, two of them, Kevin Walker and Larry McKenzie. I know quite a few people from over there. You know, Charles and Frank Williams. I know Anthony Hemmett used to play quarterback. You know, quite a few of them. Quite a few legendary folks from over in Sterling High School. In 2017, Sterling had a population of kids that was 1,500 kids. In 2023, Sterling's population is 2,400 kids. So an increase of about 900 kids. So why these folks sitting behind the scenes acting like they want to reopen Jones High School because Sterling got too many kids? Did anybody give a damn about school populations at Lamar and Bel Air when they've been overcrowded for the last 10 to 15 years? Has anybody cared about those schools that are overcrowded with kids that come from all of our schools? You bust them in, and now they want to decrease the population at Sterling. So where you plan on getting these kids from for Jones? You're going to take some of Sterling kids, and guess where you're going to get the rest of them from? You didn't let them slap Baylor College of Medicine on Worthing High School. Baylor College of Medicine at Worthing High School. So you're going to pull a Ryan on Worthing. Eventually, you're going to push them kids out of there. And then you're going to want to send them over to Jones. So how you going to handle this gang problem you finna have? How you going to handle all this fighting that's going to go on? I don't know if these people understand, but you cannot mix these communities up. It doesn't work like that. And they don't care. You see what I'm saying? You want to decrease Sterling's population, but where you going to get these kids from? Well, why don't you do something to increase Worthing's population? They got about 700, 800. Leave Sterling the hell alone. They thriving right now. They doing better than a lot of schools, but you're going to come through. You're going to come through and you're going to do this. See, when they did Ryan, you know, that was around the Katrina era. So you had a mixture of New Orleans kids. You had a mixture of Ryan kids that had to go over to Cullen. And those that were from our area, Third Ward, they had to fight to get back home every day. So that means they had to click up and look out for each other. Well, those cliques have turned into 103 gangs, YSB gangs. But see, this time, when you try this foolishness, the gangs don't have to be established. They already there now. And these kids are not playing, dude. So when you decide however you're going to do this, them dead bodies going to be on your hand. Because they not fighting fair no more. Ain't going to be no whole bunch of fighting at the bus stop, partner. I can promise you that. But you don't understand that, like Whitney CG says, because you're not from here. You're looking at data. Well, tell us about the crime data. Tell us about the gang-related murders from 103 to YSB. Tell us about it. Tell us how that works. How you gonna deal with that? Let me tell you how these people, especially with our schools, their ideologies, I'm gonna call it the crack era. That's what I'm gonna call it, the crack era. See, when black people was on crack, the only help we got was incarceration. Wasn't no trying to help them and understand that, you know, being on the drugs was a disease in itself. The only form of rehabilitation was lock them up. So dealing with these schools, it reminds me of the crack era. They don't want to fix black schools. They don't have, you know, other methods of dealing with our kids. So rather than fix these schools or do what they need to do, they would rather just shut them down. You would rather shut them down. So let's talk about the crack era so I can make you understand what I'm saying. So for black people, it wasn't no drug courts, wasn't no rehabilitation centers, wasn't no additional help and counseling. See, that didn't happen until fentanyl came into the game. And see, fentanyl started affecting the white community. Of course, they wasn't going to just lock all these people up. Not like they did the black community. Not doing the crack era. See, because now you get charges, you go to drug court. You go to the rehabilitation center. You go to counseling. Because now we're dealing with a different type of situation that affects different types of people. So when I think about the schools, that's why I call it the crack era. They don't want to fix black schools, so their only way of fixing them is to close them. And they don't understand, just like incarceration didn't work because people had drug issues that were black, closing schools because black kids are not performing where you think they should perform with the minimal resources that you give them. Put any one of your high-performing schools next to one of our low-performing schools, and we can show you why they're not performing. Because they don't have the same things. They don't have the same things that make them go. You want to act like you're spending all this money on tutoring when I'm steadily talking to principals. Say, man, that shit is non-existent. Like talking about at our schools. But yet you say you're spending $250,000 at Yates for tutoring. See, what you're coming in to do is decimate us. So your emergency meeting today, tell the people what it was about. Mr. Superintendent, you know what it was about? They're finna remove leadership staff from Yates. So Guillory ain't finna be the only one gone. I wonder who you gonna move. You gonna move the snakes that really tore this school up? Or are you gonna move the good people that give their heart and their soul to them kids every single day? What are you gonna do? You can't hide behind those big glass doors at 4400 West 18th Street and think I'm not gonna know what you're doing. Giovanni Ponce is a fucking clown. I said what I said. And I gave my friend April Pert, my word I wouldn't curse. So I used my one curse word for the night. Giovanni Ponce is a clown. And anybody out there that got a problem with what I'm saying about Ponce, that's because wherever you were probably good. He didn't bother you. But he's been a clown since he's got promoted. He's a joke in HISD. But the only thing I'm going to tell you, Ponce, you better hope Millard House stays here until you retire. Because if he doesn't, you're gone. You're gone. So they want to come in and they want to move administrative staff now at Yates. Bruh, keep moving the way you moving, because I'm going to keep moving the way that I am. I got something I got to do tonight, so I'm not finna hang out with y'all too long. I'm not going to hang out with y'all too long because I got something to do. Since you made your move, I got to make mine. Ain't going to be no rest or no peace at all. Oh, by the way, you guys, the superintendent, HISD police sent out an email yesterday requesting if officers would be willing to work 24-hour detail to protect the superintendent. So now Lena Hidalgo, on taxpayers' money, has a security detail. No other county judge has ever had that. Millard House, no matter how hot it got, for any superintendent in Houston, has had a 24-hour detail. Ted Greer got protested at his house, Millard. He didn't have a 24-hour detail. But I guess since you're the superintendent and it's just our tax money, you feel you could do what you want to do. I know a lot, don't I, Millard? I keep telling you, I'm going to know every move you make. 24 hours, right? On our tax dollars. 24 hours a day on our tax dollars to have police around you. Never once have we went inside the gate in his gated community. I clearly understand the law, Negro. That ain't what I wanted to call you. No rest, no peace, Millard. It's not going to happen. And I'm going to keep grinding you and keep grinding you until it's unreal. So you got 24-hour protection. Do you have plenty, at least 8 or 9 hours a day protection on the school campuses for our children that's being bullied every day? For our kids that's being jammed up by gang members, forced to join gangs? Do you have any protection for them? Or are you the only SOB in the school district that deserves some form of protection? You a joke and you a clown. And when it's all said and done, when the smoke clears, you'll be gone and I'll still be here. Because everything you promised them trustees tonight, you're not going to be able to deliver on it. So when the STAR test start, I'm going to tear y'all off the muscle. Don't cheat. It ain't worth going to jail for. You can find another job. Don't lose your career. Don't cheat. Because if we don't cheat, we're going to get the real scores. And we're going to see it's a lot of kids need help. So all this growth that we're having, if we're having all of this growth, if they're doing so wonderful in school, why in the hell they can't read? Because you're lying and you're trying to make yourself look good. And a lot of people that were at the, what was that you went to? The Urban League and got an award. They ain't cool with you, big homie. They can see the frustration in your face. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. I'll hold on a second. Let's see if I can find a picture of that. Let's see. Yeah, this your page, superintendent. I want to look at this picture right here. I want to enlarge it. Okay, so let's go in here. Let's stop this screen. Let's go in here because I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Look at this dude. Look at him. Everybody on stage looking great. Having a jovial time. You seem so uncomfortable around Black people. And that's what they told me in Clarksville, Tennessee, that you would be very, very uncomfortable around Black people. I want to see if I can enlarge this picture. Let's see. Let's see if I can enlarge it. Right there. That's about as well as I can do. They gave him an award for black excellence when he's literally trying to destroy black education. This is the problem that I have with these black organizations that dabble in symbolism. They always want to honor the worst of the worst some days, not saying anything about those other recipients because maybe the award they got was rightly deserved. But you don't deserve an award for what you are doing. You are a joke. You are a joke. And I want to make sure that I can see this. Let's see what they said. Congratulations to our superintendent, Millard House II, for receiving the Houston Area Urban League's Black Excellence Award during yesterday's Equal Opportunity Day Gala. The man that is destroying black education has been awarded an award for black excellence. My question is, why? Why? Us as black people, we got a long way to go because we done lost our way. We done lost our way. To honor this man who is destroying black education in the city of Houston is a slap in our damn face. I want to see if I can get it open more. That's about all I can do. But I want you to see him and how he's standing up there like he's so dead serious. You are a joke. We thought Grill was bad, but this dude hanging around here for another year, y'all gonna be calling him the devil. If this dude hang around here for one more year, he's going to decimate black education. So this Saturday, we are having a meeting. I'll repost a flyer on my page. And we ain't playing. They coming from all over the city, Millard. And you ain't invited, and neither one of your peoples is invited. We don't want the sellout Negro in the building with us. When it's all said and done, your reputation will be judged but one day. But your character will be judged for a lifetime. This is the war zone, and I'm the 5.